Welcome back to the Joski and Goop podcast. I am your host, Joski, along with my co-host,
Goob.
and today we have a very special guest coming all the way from his house, Mr. Chris himself.
Yes, hello, thank you.
Welcome,
Thank you, Joe.
Chris.
Welcome, Chris.
Thank you.
Yes, Chris is a good friend of mine. He is a good friend of mine and definitely not my boss.
No.
Not at all. Good friend. That's
not your boss.
Not my boss. Good friend of mine. He didn't threaten my job if I didn't let him on. Don't worry, guys.
No.
Yeah. So today we have a guest on. We haven't had a guest on in a while. Go ahead,
You're
sir.
saying he's your friend, but he's also your colleague, right?
Technically, he is above me in the totem pole.
Okay,
Technically
all right.
speaking.
Okay.
Yes.
Technically
And he's
speaking.
coming to my wedding. Yes,
I
he's coming
am.
to my
I
wedding as
am.
well.
I have to.
Yeah.
I have to. He doesn't want me there, but I'm gonna show up.
Congratulations, Chris. That's awesome.
He doesn't want me there, but I'm gonna show up when it happens. I'm gonna show up.
When it happens, yep. When it happens.
All right. Yeah, so today we're talking about a lot of things. Chris has some interesting MLB stuff that he wants to talk about. We're gonna talk about trade talks, All-Star games. We're gonna talk about how we feel about how there's a lot of Blue Jays players in the All-Star teams because of voting regions and how they have a whole country backing them. And honestly, if any Blue Jays players that are on the roster, which ones deserve to be there, which ones don't. We can talk about that. We'll talk about a lot of breaking NBA news that we'll just get out of the way. The biggest news, Mark Williams just re-signed with the Phoenix Suns. Everyone, like $38 million, like that's phenomenal deal for him and for them. Did anything else happen? Chris, did anything else happen in the NBA this week?
No. There was definitely not any.
Nothing else
big
of
trades
significance
that happened.
Yes.
Absolutely not.
And
all right.
Absolutely not.
And no draft.
Yeah, no draft. The week got started
Correct.
off. We'll recap. The week got started off with Julius Randle being traded to the Nets, where the Timberwolves did it just simply to get off the contract because they moved back 5 spots in the draft to number 33. They got actually a pretty good shooter at that point. I forgot the guy's name, but they got a pretty good shooter at that a price point of pick 33. They got rid of Julius Randle, and then like mere hours later, the Giannis deal broke. I believe Khalil Ware, the guy whose last name I cannot pronounce,
Jaime Jaquez.
Jaime Jaquez, I know
Yes.
him. And then the guy with the really long last name. The guy with
How
the
do you
really
not
long
know
last name.
not Jaime Hawkins? He
I
came
know.
out of UCLA.
No, I know Jaime Jaquez. I meant the Casper, like with the last name with the J that starts. And then like a bunch of first round picks. Some second round picks too.
Well, it was what, 3?
So
I think it was
first,
3
I
first.
believe.
The Timberwolves got Isaiah Evans from. He went to Minnesota.
Okay,
Via
that
Boston.
was him.
Via
Okay.
Brooklyn. It was via Brooklyn's pick.
Yeah, because and then so they got a hold of Giannis. The Heat have a hold of Giannis. So now not only do they have Giannis, they have the second greatest scorer of all time in Bam Adebayo because he scored 83 that one time. So
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Bobby Portis. Sorry.
Oh,
my bad.
no.
oh, guys, the Heat got Bobby Portis. We got bigger fish to fry here. The Heat got Bobby Portis. They're the new front runners. I think this is a good deal for both sides. I think the Bucks get to start their rebuild. They didn't get a lot of young pieces. Khalil Ware's pretty young, but Hero is he's like 27, 28. He just screams 27, 28 to me. Is he not? I have no idea.
Let's see. What does the world say?
What does the world say? What does the World Wide Web say?
He is.
He just screams
26.
26. All right, I was close. He's 26, so a fairly young piece in his prime. He can take control of that team. He can kind of. I don't think they'll be really good next year, but you don't need to be good when you have a bunch of picks that you can either trade for a star or you can use to actually build your team up the way the Thunder did. I'm trying to find the exact deal for Giannis so I can remember this guy's name. But while I do that, then another deal broke this morning. The news broke that LaMelo Ball. The news broke yesterday, or like the other day, that they were entertaining offers.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, that's kind of a surprise, in my opinion. That was a little bit of a surprise. But then the news broke today that they got Naz Reid. So the Charlotte Hornets now have Naz Reid. They got 4 first rounders, but 3 of them are pick swaps.
Yep.
And they're like far out. They're like in 2033. So I'm like, I don't know if the Hornets got the package they wanted. in my opinion. But honestly, I don't mind it. I think it's a really good move for the
So
Wolves.
here's the question I've been thinking about, and Chris, we'll get your input on this. Is do we think LaMelo can play with Ant?
Oh, absolutely.
100%. The
Absolutely.
spacing's there. The spacing's there, and you run. I don't know what you saw, Chris. I saw their like new hypothetical lineup where it would be Mello at the one, Mello at the one. At the 2, it would be Ant, Desunmu at the 3, McDaniels at the 4, Gobert at the 5. That's not a bad starting lineup.
No, it's not a bad starting lineup.
No. Well, I mean, when you look at Charlotte, right, and like what they were able to do, right, you got to see Concanipple and LaMelo Ball work off each other.
Exactly.
And who's to say that Ant and Melo can't do that together? Which I'm sure they will.
I mean, they can.
The real question is like how much hero ball are those two going to be playing when it comes to crunch time? Like who do you give the ball to, right? Are you going to continue to run, 2-man game through Melo, or are you going to let Ant cook? Which, that's obviously going to be something they'll have to figure out, but pretty easily, I think this will be. I mean, this is what the Wolves have been looking for. Like
they
they've
need
needed a point guard
guard.
Since Conley has, been 99 years old. So.
Yeah, since Conley decided to just stop playing basketball, and they got rid of, or no, they didn't get rid of. But DiVincenzo was good, but he got hurt, and then that was kind of their biggest thing was they didn't really have a point guard after him. So I do agree with that. I think there'll be a question about late game, crunch time, like who do you give the ball to? I think it'll just be a game to game basis. I think it'll be a game to game basis. Who's hotter? Who's had a better shooting night? It'll be game to game. And I think it'll mostly be Ant. But if Melo's having a day, I don't think it's a bad thing to give him the ball.
Well, yeah, but then it gives him balance. So, say Ant's off the floor and LaMelo comes on, he can take the lead and back and forth. So, and then even when they're on the floor together, it just gives them a double-headed,
I'm excited.
Weapon.
I'm excied for some Melo to Ant lobs early in the year. I'm excited until they're both hurt by game 50.
Well, I feel like the real question is why did Charlotte move on from Melo? You finally became relevant. Since I've been alive, I don't remember the last time Charlotte's been anything worth talking about in basketball. Basically, Sacramento Kings East, and now they finally had their team, right? They were finally successful, and you lose one playing game to the Magic, and you're like, all right, time to blow it up.
Let's blow it up.
I mean, I know they drafted that one point guard, I believe.
I know. I don't know the name, but I know they drafted a point guard.
Williams, something like that, I think.
Yeah.
And obviously they re-signed Kobe White. So
Kobe White, yeah. Who they got out of a trade. Like that was a good get out of that trade,
It's just like, man, you finally had it. And it's like, yes, we know LaMelo Ball cannot drive a car, but that doesn't mean he can't drive your offense. So it's like, what are we doing, Charlotte?
Insurance rates in Minnesota just went up. Insurance rates in Charlotte are record low now that LaMelo's out of there.
So the first round they drafted Haynes, Steinbach, and then Christian Anderson.
Okay.
I think Anderson's who I'm thinking of as the point guard.
Anderson's probably the point guard. But yeah, I think at a certain extent, it comes down to the fact that they're saying this is Knuppel and Miller's team. This is Brandon Miller and Con Knuppel's team. I think they're probably gonna want to play more team ball. If anything, I saw something that said through his career, LaMelo has missed 37% of the games that he's been supposed to play with the Hornets. He's missed a good amount of time early in his career, but he's missed a good amount of time. That's the reason Lonzo's career kind of derailed because of the injuries. But LaMelo finally got it together. LaMelo had a career year last year. I think in their heads, in the Charlotte Hornets' heads, they think they can play better basketball without LaMelo on the floor. They have enough scorers that they don't need a 1A. They Miller can go get you points. Knuppel can go get you points. And now I think they want Reed's defense. He actually can kind of shoot the three very well. He's a pretty good 3-point shooter. So he can kind of maybe stretch the floor a little bit. Because you're putting Naz Reid in. Naz Reid is going in immediately. He's going to sit next to Diabate or Moose Diabate. His name.
Diabate.
Diabate. Yeah. There we go. Thank you.
Yes.
He'll slide right in next to him, and I think you could get some good big man action with him.
So how much the question I have that I haven't seen, but I didn't dive too deep, is how much money is Charlotte saving by offloading LaMelo?
Probably a good amount. I think they already extended him. Did they already extend him? I think he was already on an extension.
Well, I know that they had like the biggest trade exception in NBA history. I believe it was like 40 something million. Hold on, where's that number?
So free up some space, and then they immediately signed Kobe White.
Yeah, because I know they did a trade exception. So let's see.
Yeah. So let's look that up, guys.
Yeah, 40.8 million trade exception. So
oh wow, okay.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah, that's a lot of dough. So I think honestly, not a bad trade. Not a bad trade for either side. I think the thing is, I think the trades we've been seeing are very much I'm at this point, you're at this point, team-wise. I'm competing, you're not. Give me the player, I'll give you a bunch of picks. Bucks aren't going to compete. The Heat want to compete while Bam's still somewhat young and can score 83. Maybe he'll do it again next year. They want to compete. The Bucks weren't competing last year, even when Giannis was on the court. They mismanaged all the Giannis stuff in general, lying about his injury, not wanting to trade him mid-season. Like, they kind of did him wrong towards the end of last year. So I think, honestly, it's everyone's right. Like, hey, I want out of here. These are the teams. If you don't trade me to these teams, I just won't sign back. I'll hold on, I won't sign back. Like, It's not even Giannis being a diva. It's just the fact of, like, you mismanaged him. You mismanaged his injuries. You mismanaged everything. You failed to put a team around him. My question is, though, with the Heat giving up as much as they did to get Giannis, we've seen this happen. Teams send the farm for a player and have no one left for the guy to play with. They've no one left for the guy to play with. The last superstar, like a real superstar trade that ended in a championship, was Kawhi Leonard in 2019. And you got him for 1 year, and then he went off to the Clippers. So at the end of the day, since then, we've seen KD be traded 3 times, hasn't even won a conference finals, hasn't even made a conference finals, or maybe he has. I think he was in the ECF with the Nets. Or was that second round? That was the second round against the Nets, wasn't it?
I think second round when the toe was on the line.
Toe was on the line. Yeah, so he hasn't even made it to a conference finals.
The Heat only had 1 pick in the whole draft, and that was a Ryan Conwell.
And if that guy's a home run, I'll shut my mouth. But at the end of the day, like, picking one guy in the whole draft, like...
No, yeah.
And you have nobody.
The Heat are in an interesting spot because, obviously, when you make a trade for a guy like Giannis, you're obviously expecting... I mean, you're immediately going to be. I mean, what? They're probably third best odds to win the Eastern Conference. This year.
They're gonna be up there.
But I mean, when you come, like you were saying, Joe, is like the depth is gone. There's no bench anymore. But I do think. I mean, a lot of people are saying, well, they're just the Bucks 2.0, which I think is a little facetious to say because Davion is better than whoever they had at point guard. They had. Wiggins had a great. I think he had a career year from 3.
Wiggins had a really good year.
Bam is Bam, and Bam is better than Turner.
Second best scorer in NBA history.
I'm trying to think who else is on that starting rotation. But either way,
they got rid of Ware, so I don't know who the other big man would be.
I mean, either way though, it's like that defense is going to be so good when those 5 are on the court.
When their starting 5 are on the court, the defense is utter insanity.
So I think they're going to be a lot better than people may have them at right now, but it's going to be interesting to see like how they work around it. Plus, the biggest caveat with the Bucks versus the Heat is the Heat have Eric Spoelstra, and he is one of the best coaches in the NBA by a wide margin. I mean, he took yes, I know Jimmy Butler went crazy, but he did take that team to a finals twice.
One time as an 8 seed.
Well, yeah. I think what is waiting to be seen is how well can these guys play together. Even though you've got a great coach, if there's no synergy with them, it's going to be for naught.
Yeah, that's very true.
I think what you're saying, Chris, about the defense is one thing that people are underrating is just how important defense is in the modern NBA. It's like you look at it, the 2-1 seeds last year, the Thunder, the Pistons, both were the top 2 teams in defensive rating. The Pistons were able to get the 1 seed while being outside the top 5. Oh, I believe even almost out the top 10 in offensive rating. And like they don't even have to play at a high pace. Like the Heat last year played at the highest pace in the NBA, which is probably that led to Bam scoring a lot of. I think they slow the pace down. They get less possessions, and they up their defensive efficiency. You can be a good team based solely off that. We saw last year with the Knicks. You just gotta make the playoffs, realistically.
But yeah, I mean you could say that for any team though going into the playoffs.
100%.
It is like you gotta make sure that you get shooters around Giannis, and I think that's everyone's biggest concern is that no one on this team right now screams like, okay, the spacing, the gravity that Giannis has when he hits the paint is going to be huge, obviously, but can Davion and Wiggins and Bam, take advantage of that? And I would say most people are leaning towards no, but I think, there is a chance that, with how good of shots they should have, you're going to see those 3-point, percentages increase.
I think I agree with that. I think you're going to get Giannis being in the paint means more open looks, which means naturally more open looks means your percentage goes up because NBA players usually make those open looks. I think coming off a year where Wiggins was really good from three, comparatively the rest of his career. I don't know how good Mitchell is at shooting threes. I believe he's more of a defender. Is he a 3-and-D guy or is he more of a defender? I don't know much about his.
Well, he's pretty small, but I mean, I think he was probably like, I'm guessing like low 30s and
32 maybe. My guess would be 32.
The only thing is he doesn't take. I doubt he has very much volume.
Oh yeah, enough volume to have like a 32. Yeah, it might be like 35.
Let's see. So
the interesting team for me coming into the next year is going to be OKC. With them drafting Mara from Michigan, they've got 2 7-footers. It just reminds me, and I mean, you guys are younger than me, so I talk about the olden days in the NBA when the Spurs had Duncan and Robinson. They were dominant. Yeah. I mean, how many championships did they win? Quite a few.
Tim and Robinson and Duncan won 2 together, right? Yeah. I know Duncan won 5, but I don't know how much Robinson was around for.
I think he was around for at least 2 or 3 in the beginning.
Yeah, maybe I know they won in '99. They won in '99. I think if they won one in the early 2000s, it was probably with like old man Robinson. But I understand your point of like they were dominant. My question is though, with drafting Mara. And this is such a silly question. What big man do you get rid of? What big man?
Chet's gone.
What big man do you get rid of?
You get rid of Hartenstein. It's easy.
Okay,
you're not going to get rid of Chet.
Yeah, no.
I know. I'm saying overreaction to the 1-game sample size, but you get rid of Hartenstein. I was saying money reasons. You could just get cheaper and then keep Wiggins, or not Wiggins. They got rid of Aaron Wiggins. Keep Jalen Williams, because are they going to be able to keep Chet and Williams, or do you got to get rid of? You have to get rid of one of them. You can't pay all 3 of them the supermax.
Well, I think that's the biggest thing when it comes to because they signed J-Dub, right, to the long-term deal.
Did they? So I don't know if they did. Yeah,
it's SGA, J-Dub, and Chet have the 3 big contracts. I think you're right. But yeah. I mean, you have that core there. So it's like, what do you do to supplement that core? So I mean, I feel like Lou Dort is obviously gone.
Lou Dort.
I think Hartenstein is 100% gone with Mara being drafted. You're not keeping him. At least you would assume so.
And then the Lou Dort replacement was that Benedict guy they got in like the first round. The really good prospect they traded up for.
Bennett Sturts.
Benedict. Yep, same thing. Bennett Sturts. Yeah, I've heard that he's a really good prospect and that people are not happy that he fell to them or they were able to trade for him. It's like,
and then they got an Ortega Awea.
Yeah, they have so many picks. I mean, I think actually the first rounder this year was the last of the picks from the Paul George trade.
Correct. I believe that trade tree is over.
Insane. Like, that is insanity, that trade, looking back on it now. Like I hope like the Nets can do something with the 5 firsts they got for, was it the Nets? Who did? No, I'm stupid. Mikal Bridges.
For the Mikal Bridges trade?
Yeah, was that the Nets?
Yeah,
okay.
Nets.
I'm never doubting myself again.
Well, they already wasted all those
picks. Yeah, they wasted all the picks. So it's like, at the end of the day, people can be upset at the Thunder, but like, they did it the right way. Like, they made a trade, they sold on their guy, they got picks, they got a young star out of a deal. And I think no one's ever going to replicate that. I don't think anyone, after seeing what the Thunder did, is going to be willing to give up or going to be willing to take on that much. In my opinion, if someone's calling me and saying, hey, I'll give you this player, I want 5 first-round picks.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, it's
that's
tough. I don't
that's a
think so.
heavy price to pay.
Especially with what the Thunder did with it. At the end
Yeah.
of the day, if these picks, because to be fair, when that trade happened, oh, those picks are so far out. Oh, a 2026 first? That's so far out. We just lived it, and we've watched a championship since then. They've hoisted the trophy since then. So at the end of the day, yes, it's far out, but they won a chip. They got what they wanted. They've made the Eastern Conference Finals 3 years. Like, and they're going to be a force for a while. They're going to be a force for a while. Like,
well, we're talking about like the top picks and whatnot, but the other thing too, to the caveat to the NBA, is the guys who didn't get drafted who get signed. I mean, there's a ton of good players out there who didn't get drafted that can play in this league today.
mm-hmm. Speaking of guard play, former Michigan Wolverine, but he went to U of University of Miami last year. Trey Donaldson, he signed with the Heat actually on a 2-way
wow.
deal.
Okay.
So he was good at Michigan. Obviously, he's a young guy. He's gonna be a rookie, but if they need guard play, they just signed a guy that is fairly good and can get some good assists and can command well.
Yeah, I mean, I'm telling you, these guys coming up through the G League can definitely play.
Yeah. I think though, in my opinion, after all this, after everything we've talked about, there's one factor of why the Wolves are gonna win the championship. The Wolves are gonna win the championship. I'm saying this right now on air. 2019, the Lakers release Julius Randle. 2020, they're champions. 2024, the Knicks get rid of Julius Randle. 2025, 2026, they are champions. The Wolves just got rid of Julius Randle. They're going to win the championship. It's simple as that.
So you're saying Julius Randle's the common denominator?
Julius Randle's the ultimate, the dynasty starts after you player. Like, the championship runs start after you. Here's a question. Actually, I want to give you guys a question real quick for next year NBA before we get into maybe some MLB stuff. Do we think we will get a new champion next year? I'm not saying new champion as in not the Knicks. Do we think one of the 8 last champions will win and we will kind of not end the parity era, but have our first second-time champion in the last 8 years?
Go ahead, Chris. I'll give you an answer.
I think we'll probably see someone new. I mean, you already said that you think the Wolves are going to win. I mean, I think
Wolves
that
will get it.
In the parity era, that we're in right now, I mean, the Western Conference is. I've been saying with my buddies for a while that we're going to see just, Spurs and Thunder coming out of the West. But I mean, with Melo coming to the Wolves and whatever the Nuggets have in store with Jokic, I mean, there's still going to be a lot of, parity when it comes to the Western Conference. When it comes to the East, though, I think that's a little tougher because, I mean, for some reason, every Eastern Conference team is like, yeah, we don't want you here, so they just make the West even worse. So the Eastern Conference is just, I mean, it's going to be probably the Pistons, the Heat, and I guess the Knicks.
Celtics.
I mean, I don't know.
Celtics?
Well, I mean, it depends. Where's Jaylen Brown going? Because he's not there. He's not staying because they just cut that bridge.
Yeah,
so.
One team we're forgetting about that I think got forgotten about last year, Pacers. They traded for Zubac, Hallie coming back.
Yeah.
They're a team like that was a crazy thought last year when he went down that they're like, oh, Tatum's out, Pacers out. Like the East was wide open last year. But it ended up being the Knicks that got it. The Knicks took advantage of that opportunity.
Well,
I think it's tough.
We're going to see we're going to see how Halliburton heals and how he can get back. See if he can get back to his game.
Yeah, because he got hit with he was healing from the Achilles. They got hit with shingles.
Yeah,
and I'm like, give this guy a break.
Well, I think too with the Pacers as well is like a huge part of that offense, and the reason why they were so good was Miles Turner. You had a 5 that could space that floor. Zubac cannot space the floor. I mean, unless he goes through some sort of metamorphosis.
The Andre Drummond metamorphosis.
Yeah, I mean, who knows, right? But I mean, that's going to be huge.
Because he developed a 3-ball.
Shoot the 3.
He developed a 3-ball. That's how big men stay in the league. Blake Griffin late in his career too. Wasn't a high flyer. His knees were shot, but he dragged the Pistons to the playoffs as an 8 seed in 2018 or something because he could shoot the 3. If you develop a 3-ball as a big man, you can stay in the league a long time.
Yeah.
Because when your knees go, when the athleticism goes, what do you have left but your shooting? That's why I think a lot of people talked about Ant last year when he was like, his knee was not good, but he was still putting up numbers. His game's going to translate well then when he's older.
So a team we haven't talked about is Memphis. I mean, John Morant, there's talk about him leaving, so
he's probably gone.
Interesting where he could land and change that whole dynamic.
Because did they grab Boozer?
Yes, they drafted
Memphis
Boozer.
grabbed
Right?
Boozer. And then they traded for
great.
the GOAT Isaiah Stewart. He was 25 years old, by the way. Like, he's 25 years old.
He's young.
He's a young power forward. I thought he was older, but that was because he was icing his.
Too.
He was just icing his knees every game. That's an old guy thing to do. That's like a LeBron thing to do.
And punching people, right? Isn't that his whole thing?
That's
yeah.
I'll miss it, but
that's assault, brother.
I'm fine with the less text per game. But also, I'll say this
fits Memphis perfectly.
Yeah, I'm still waiting on the Jalen Duren deal to get done. Like, the thing is, I feel like it's kind of like NFL season is different because I feel like all this stuff happens, and then there's the draft, and then nothing happens after. With NBA, there's still so much that can happen. There's trades that haven't happened yet.
Mm-hmm.
There's people are signing deals finally. Like, we're in the peak window where it's like we're gonna get through NBA deals, and then we're gonna get a trade deadline. We're gonna get MLB trade deadline at the end of July.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there's a lot more deals to be had because Duran still's got to sign a deal. We freed up a bunch of cap space by getting rid of Stewart, but I don't know.
I know that's the rumors on all the Detroit blogs. Is like, what's the big name we're going to go after with the money that we have?
I feel like you don't have
Tyler Hero.
Tyler.
You should go after Tyler Hero.
Why? But the thing is, would you go after Tyler Hero after the Bucks deal? I feel like
absolutely.
Does that solidify? Would you even call? Like, would the Bucks pick up the phone?
Well, I mean, like, if I'm the Bucks, it's like, what, like, do I really want to build around Tyler Hero? And it's not like you have a bunch of other, like, young guys to build around. So it's like, I'd rather just be ass for a couple of years and then just, use the picks that you get from Detroit.
I agree.
And as we saw in the playoffs with Detroit, is they need a second ball handler instead of Cade. Tyler can be that second ball handler. And that doesn't mean that, you're going to play them a bunch together. Or I should say apart, but I mean, you need that second scorer, and it was very prevalent in that series that in the playoffs for the Pistons that they needed a second shot creator that's not Cade Cunningham.
Yeah, I hope that kid out of Stanford pans, but obviously he's still young, so he was a one and done, so he's not going to be ready right away. I hope he pans out. I hope he gets some good minutes this year. One thing Bickerstaff, I think I will critique him on is he doesn't let the young guys play. A lot of the time he won't let the young guys play. Holland didn't see the court at all last year, basically. And then we get into the playoffs.
What he did, he was on fire.
Yeah, but then we get in the playoffs and we ask him to do stuff, and it's like, hey, I haven't played all year. What do you want me to do in the playoffs against the Cleveland Cavaliers? Like, can you not play me against the Nets on a random Tuesday night? Like, what are we doing? And I hope he plays our rookies because we got that big man. That's gonna have to replace Stewart. The big man we drafted is probably gonna have to replace Stewart. At the end of the day,
he didn't play players unless we were up by 30. So,
which is like, I don't know. Like, I'd be fine dropping a few more games in the regular season if our young guys get experience, than trying to win a bunch of games, getting the first seed, and then now you get bounced in the second round. Like, I think the playoff experience last year was valuable. I think it was worth it, but I also think like I would want more in the future. Like, I would want more experience from our young guys during the regular season, so then when it is playoff time, it is crunch time, these guys are ready to go. Because what happened, we saw that game 7, they didn't have any gas, they didn't have any fire, they didn't have any fight. They were done. 7-game series and then another one right after it.
At home too, man. That really burned.
Yeah. And it's like,
it was very similar to like the Tibbs thing with the Knicks. And I'm not saying that Bickerstaff is going to morph into that, but hopefully it's very similar with you saw with like the Knicks and Tibbs. It's like he would run his guys into the ground. And then it's over. So I mean, hopefully Bickerstaff, I mean, this is what, his second or this
was his second year as the Pistons coach. Because last year was the turnaround, and then this year was So the turnaround has been insane. That's the thing, is both Detroit teams, the Lions and the Pistons, had this insane turnaround. You had the feel-good year, you had the year where you were really good, but you're not there yet. And now it's like, do you have the fallback year, or do you have the year where you maybe fall off a little bit in the regular season, but you're ready to go?
Please don't do what the Lions did. Please don't do what the Lions did.
The Lions were just planning for this year. They wanted this year's Super Bowl so we could go watch it in SoFi Stadium. Did you know that this year's Super Bowl's on Valentine's Day? This year's Super Bowl's on Valentine's Day.
Isn't that sweet?
It's not actually.
It's gonna be wonderful when the Raiders win this year. I can't wait.
If the Raiders and Lions play, Chris, I'm taking you to the game. I'm taking you to the Super Bowl, and we're going. If the Raiders and Lions play.
If that happens, we'll be
You're skipping Valentine's Day and we're going to the game.
Yeah, right, exactly.
No, but but yeah, I think NBA. I think it's anyone's game. I think it's like obviously the obvious favorite is gonna be Spurs, Thunder, OKC. You have to throw the Knicks in there. You have to. I feel like the Knicks are being one of the most disrespected champions ever. I feel like we're moving on from them so fast. Like everyone's like not even.
We say that about everyone.
I feel like we do say it about every champion, unless anyone's immediately like, oh, they're gonna go back to back. I feel like last year though, everyone was like, oh, the Thunder are gonna go back to back. People thought that the whole.
Because we haven't had a back to back champ since what, Golden State?
Since Golden State in 17-18 area.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's crazy, just to go off on a tangent here, how close, realistically, the Warriors were to like 5-peating. Like, that would have been insane. You don't blow the 3-1 lead. You win just any of those 3 games in 2016, you 4-peat. Insane in and of itself. And also, if KD and Clay don't go down in 2019, like, obviously, world of ifs, if Kevin Love and Kyrie were healthy, maybe they don't win in 2015, because that was probably the worst rendition of the team we saw in those 5 years. But going to the finals 5 straight years, being a Western Conference fan in that time must have been hell. Just like, oh, yep, who's going to the finals? Warriors. All right, Warriors. 5 years.
Here's a question for you guys. Where does Bronny James land?
LA. He's staying in LA.
I heard he wasn't signing.
I think he stays in LA.
I heard he wasn't signing unless his
he
dad
probably just
signed.
Stays wherever. He probably stays wherever his dad
the thing is, if LeBron stays, he goes to LA. If LeBron goes somewhere, he goes there.
I don't think Bronny's like a bad player or anything, but in terms of like his actual value that he brings to a team, like I mean, he's kind of small. He just doesn't shoot that well, so it's like, he's a good defender, but like an undersized defender in this league is like kind of useless.
No one wants a Pat Bev anymore.
No, because
exactly.
Dude, he didn't even start in college. That 1 year he played at USC.
Kid had cardiac arrest. Guys, let's relax. The kid had cardiac arrest. Like,
let's relax. You get shocked and get back in the game. I mean, come on.
Just an insane take here. Let's move on from that.
Hey, I'm a nurse. I do that stuff. We zap them and get them back and going.
You would revive me and tell me to go back in the game?
Hell yeah.
What is going on? Oh, love you too, Dad. You're
breathing, you can play.
Okay, I'm sorry. Oh my goodness. We can move on a little bit to some MLB. We have the trade deadline is coming up. Is that
the end of July or
end of July? I'm gonna be in Wisconsin during that, like I was last year when all that crap was going down. It's gonna be insane.
So you'll be there when the Brewers pick up your boy Scooble.
I'm gonna be at the airport when Scooble gets there. Yeah, I'm gonna be there when Scooble gets there. That's the thing about MLB trades, because Chris, if you mocked any up or you talked about like specific landing spots, maybe, because I was like, I'm gonna let Chris kind of, because you know baseball more than me. I'm just gonna tell you how I feel about what you're saying on this one.
I don't have like a ton of stuff, but
no worries. We can also just spitball too about guys like that. But in my opinion, MLB trades are kind of crazy because like, you don't have to make the money work when thinking about trades. I think we were talking about this. You don't have to make the money work. You just get to be like, all right, I'm throwing you 800 prospects, some cash considerations, whoever that is, and then you're giving me this really good player, and I'm renting him for a year. So do you think there's any big trades that are bound to happen? And you can obviously start with an obvious one if you want, that I don't want to hear, but...
Yes. Well, I mean... Unfortunately for you guys, I do think Scooble is gone.
Yeah.
But I don't think he goes to the Dodgers. I mean, everyone thinks that he's going to go to the Dodgers.
Yeah, I don't think they don't need him.
No, the two teams that I think could really use him are the Phillies and the Braves. Those were like my two like big NL teams right now that I think that would go after them. In terms of the AL is wide open. So it's kind of tough for me to think of any team that would risk dumping the farm when like you kind of suck. I mean, I think the AL, it's basically the Yankees and somehow the White Sox, I guess, that are like some of the best teams.
Should you go to the White Sox? Well, should you go to the White Sox?
No.
But
I mean, do the Yankees really need him? I mean, they just took 2 out of 3 in Detroit. So I mean,
no, the Yankees. I think no one in the AL is ready for Scooble. I said the Braves and I said the Phillies and obviously like the Dodgers. I think those are like some big candidates for Scooble.
Yeah.
I mean, I would love to see Scooble stay in Detroit. not to see you guys happy, but just in general for baseball, I think
I don't care about
just
you guys.
And sports too. It's like it's important to have people stay in one team and you build that franchise around them. I mean, I'm an A's fan, so of course I'm going to be a little biased in that opinion. But I think the big team that to look out for is the Giants. What are they going to do with all of their players?
I think Adames is gone. Jung-Hoo Lee. You think Webb's gone or no? You think Webb's a stay?
I think Webb stays. I personally think Webb is gonna stay.
I think they force Webb.
He's a local boy. He's not gonna walk. This is his dream team to play for. So
yeah, I think he signed like last year or year before too, 2023. Deal, yeah. So I think he's gonna stay. Yeah, but I the thing is like Devers. Like, what are we doing with Devers? Where is he going?
No one wants that contract. No one wants that contract.
No, and that's the hard part. And it's like, even if you do want that contract, like, who needs him at the moment? And when I was trying to think of teams, like, there's no one that really rings a bell. Like, I was thinking, like, who the D-backs have? I think they, like, maybe you could see that happening. Like I said, though, like, I feel like the only, like, teams that are going to go all in for someone is going to be anyone from the NL, because the AL is just so open.
No one in the AL needs to go all in right now. Like you said, it is wide open.
Oh,
yeah. The Tigers suck. They're only like 7 games back.
7.5 games.
7.5 games with like a terrible half the season left.
With terrible May.
Not a bad June so far.
But let me ask you, Chris. Any chance that you think that Skeen leaves Pittsburgh?
Not this year. I don't think so. I mean, I really hope that Skeens. I really hope the Pirates make a decent move to try and appease the Skeens and go pick up someone.
For Stone's
Our other coworker, Stone, he thinks Hader and Alvarez could be on the move to the Pirates.
Why would
that'd be awesome?
That'd be amazing, but that's not going to happen.
I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah. I think one or the other. You can get one or the other.
Maybe.
Hader's
glitched. But I mean, you're going to have to. I think the biggest issue with the Pirates and a lot of teams right now, like, I really like the White Sox. I really like the Pirates. Who else is, the Brewers kind of do what they do. But there's a lot of these teams that are coming out of nowhere that it's like, are you really going to dump the farm on a year where it's like you weren't expected to compete? And it's like the White Sox, I think they're the most interesting team right now coming into the deadline at the moment, is like, what are they going to do in terms of like, are they going to sell off some of these guys that are playing hot? I think this is a time that you cautiously buy and go in and, think of some places where you can improve. I think like they could maybe use a decent starter. But the thing is, like, starters are always in such high demand when it comes to the trade deadline. So it's like, how much are you willing to spend when it comes to that deadline move? So, I mean, I'm excited for it.
Yeah,
I don't pay much attention to the National League, but I didn't realize Atlanta's in first place. So I think that would be, I think you're absolutely right. That would be a good landing spot for Skubal if we move on from here.
That'd be the Skubal landing spot. If there were to be a landing spot, that'd be a Skubal landing spot, and that also would be a landing spot that I'm not mad at, because this is not even a baseball reason. Tarek going to Atlanta would be good because they have good alternate jerseys. So I'd get a Tarek alternate Atlanta jersey. I'd have his Motor City jersey from Detroit, and I'd have their alternate jerseys. So, like, honestly, I don't mind the move like too badly. And also, at the end of the day, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Joe.
At the end of the day, like, I would want him to stay, but if we're not going anywhere, like, we didn't do anything to try to improve this offseason. You signed Framber. It's some nights is working, it's some nights is not. He's so streaky.
I'm not impressed with that guy.
You didn't go out and get a real surefire closer. Will Vest isn't as good as he was last year. Kenley Jansen is 80 years old. Like, it sucks because, like, I can't even talk that bad about these players because all of them have their moments. All of them have their great moments. But there's so many times where I'm like, what are you doing? Like,
well, what you could do in a Skubal trade is go get someone that is young-ish and kind of just retool for next year, right? Like, I mean, we all know that the AL Central is kind of mid. So it's not like
you could win
you're
any
going to
given
have.
year.
I mean, I thought that Detroit was going to be a lot better, but it's very clear that
we
the
all
offensive
did.
woes that happened last year, the offensive woes of the second half were not something that we're wrong about. So, you would think Torkelson could turn it back. I mean, but like we were saying, though, I mean, you have 7. Let's see what the standings say.
We're 7.5 games back with like 80 games to go. Like 80 games to go. Like there's a whole another half of baseball to play.
I mean, you're only 5 back of the wild card. I mean, you could still. I mean, you have a good, last half of June. You're talking about, okay, maybe we're not selling Skubal, but the thing is like, as a front office, are you willing to risk Skubal? I mean, he's obviously most likely going to leave. I don't think you guys are going to give him $50 million because you would have already done that by now if you were. So it's like, stupid, do you risk him leaving for nothing, or do you be like, you know what? We're just going to go all in this year and just try and win the ring while he's here. And I think it just depends. Cause I mean, like who are you going to get? And like, what are you going to do? Cause it's like, you already have a lot of these places filled up.
And we already have a good farm system that we haven't used because we made no deals last deadline. Barely any. We got Chris Paddock and freaking... Oh my God, who's the guy I hate? Charlie Morin, the worst human of all time. Like, 2 really horrible pitchers. You got those guys, and that's it. Kyle Finnegan's the only one that we signed last year that we signed back. But even then, he hasn't been all that great. So at the end of the day, like...
Well, Milton looked good today, so...
Well, yeah, Troy Melton is one of our highlighted pieces in our pen and in general in our rotation, wherever he is, wherever they put him. If they want to start him, if they want to use him as a reliever, he's been good. His transformation to starter, Montero's transformation to starter actually hasn't been bad either. But it's like, those aren't guys that are going to go win you playoff games. Those aren't guys I would put in a playoff game.
Well, I said it since the beginning of the season that we struggle scoring runs. I mean, I'm kind of excited for the fact that we got McConaughey and that young player Outman, the outfielder. He's been hitting well.
A lot of our young guys are stepping.
I don't know who the new guy came in yesterday.
Not Trey Cruz, because they sent him back down. They sent him right back. They sent him right back down. He played like 2 games. They're like, nope, sorry, you're done. No, you're back. I know we pulled up someone else. I don't remember the name of the guy. But yeah, I'm just waiting for the Clark call up next year. I think Clark will be ready by next year.
Well, if you trade, he's in AAA right now, right? Max Clark? Let's see, what does it say?
He's in. I think he's in. He's in AAA.
If you trade Skubal, I think you pull up Clark basically immediately because you're like. It's not like an official punt, but like you're not gonna do anything. I think trade Skubal.
I think it's crazy. Now that I'm getting into baseball more, I'm more of a football, basketball guy. I didn't realize how often in baseball, if you're not good, you just punt. You're just like, no, we'll just give you all our good players. Like the Twins last year, I'm just like, no, we'll give our good players. Like this year, the Twins fall off this year. It was insane. Obviously, we knew it wasn't going to be sustained success with how hot they started off. But in the day, it's like, they had good pieces. They have Buxton. When you have Buxton, you have Ryan. Buxton and Joe Ryan are 2 of the guys I want to see where they go.
Yeah, I mean, everyone thought Buxton was going to leave last year. I mean, honestly, they're 2 games back in the wild card right now. The Twins are.
That's true.
That's how bad the AL is.
I forget it's the AL. It's like
the Blue Jays are 39-41, and they're the 3rd wild card. Like all of these teams, like unless you are, I mean, dude, even the Angels at 34-48, the Red Sox at 32-46, they're 6 games out of the wild card. Like those teams are terrible.
How are the Angels 6 games out of the wild card?
Because the AL sucks.
Because the AL is terrible. The AL is so wide open. Any of these teams go have a hot week, and they're right in the thick of it.
Yeah, that's the thing is like I'm excited to see. Please, if they make it, A's playoff baseball. Like
that'd be awesome.
That would be so amazing, and especially in Sacramento, because screw those owners who placed in Sacramento and said, "All right, they're not going to win for a few years." A playoff run would be a big slap in the face to all those Las Vegas people.
Come on, man! It's all Moneyball for Oakland, for the Athletics. So.
I mean,
it's not going to happen though. I would love to see them win.
They're going to make the playoffs.
So it's not going to happen though.
They're not going to make the play. You don't think they're not going to make the playoffs?
No. No.
What if they?
Our
What if
pitching is so terrible.
They're gonna trade for a pitcher at the deadline. Just go get Mason Miller back.
Like you said, the AL is mid. I mean, it's the AL is the West is just as bad as any of the other.
Why don't you just go get? Yeah. You know, you could use a guy like Mason Miller. You guys like?
We could.
The most.
We definitely could.
I think the A's are they have the most blown saves in the MLB.
Oh,
I believe 17 was the number 17. After last night's blow up as well. So I mean, there's a lot of issues with this team right now. Yeah. I mean, you need pitching, bullpen.
You need it all.
And our hitting's been inconsistent. So
yeah, I think what it really comes down to is what teams are willing to go all out. Like, because like you said, we're gonna say all this. We're gonna say, oh, I don't think a team in the AL should. But teams in the AL are gonna go all out. They're gonna be making calls. They're gonna send the farm. And it sucks because in baseball, sometimes it doesn't work out. Padres last year, you blew up everything for Mason Miller, for Ryan O'Hearn. Ryan O'Hearn's not even on the team anymore. You blew up everything, and you lose in the second round, the first round to the Dodgers. Whoever they played, you lose. Who they play? I don't know.
Yeah, it was the Dodgers. You're gonna lose to the Dodgers.
Well, I mean, the people honestly had me thinking that Padres had a shot. I remember people talking about this series. They're like, "Oh, the Padres have a shot." Did they have them?
Did they play?
I think they did because I think Dodgers didn't. Padres play? Didn't the Dodgers? Because Dodgers didn't get the 1 seed.
Yeah, but didn't it go 7 games? I think
you're right.
The Dodgers played.
No, I believe it went 5.
Yeah, the Dodgers played the Padres.
No, last year they lost the Cubs.
Oh my goodness, I totally forgot about the Cubs series. They lost to the damn Cubs. They lost to the Cubs.
Yep.
And then the Cubs
lost
to the Brewers.
It was the year before that we're thinking of.
See, hey, yeah. You know me. I'm always a year behind. My bad. But yeah, I think some teams I think there'll be some surprising buyers. I think the A's should buy at the deadline. I think you might as well buy at the deadline.
Their owners aren't going to spend the money, man.
Well, like I'm not saying you don't have to spend money. I'm saying you just have to you just have to get the prospects to go get a player, rent a player for a year, and then say, all right, bye. You don't play in Sacramento anymore. Have fun.
Yeah.
The A's get Tarek. Watch it happen.
So, do you guys think the Dodgers are three-peating this year?
Oh, absolutely.
No.
I do.
No.
They've got the talent. They've got the money.
I'm gonna go against popular opinion.
Who out of the NL do you think is gonna take it?
I think personally, NL wise, I think the Braves have a shot. Just they've been playing good team baseball. Yeah. I think they have a shot at the end of the day. I think a team like the Diamondbacks could get hot. I think the Phillies could get hot. When the Phillies are on, they're on. And they have the Cy Young one of the front runners. They have one of the front runners for Cy Young. They have Johan Duran, they have a pretty good closer. At the end of the day, Dodgers are obviously going to be the favorite. I don't think any team in the AL is going to win. I don't think because the Yankees, no matter how good they are, they have Mr. Camp Form in the playoffs. Aaron Judge, if that was unaware of anybody, if anyone didn't know. They have, the Lollipop Bandit, Jazz Chisholm. They have a lot of guys that just aren't fit for the playoffs. Their rotation is nasty, but Garrett Cole decides every once in a while what he wants to do. If he wants to be really good, if he wants to be really bad, he decides. So I think realistically, I could see only a team from the NL knocking them out, and then that team just steamrolls the AL. But also, we said that last year, and the Jays took them to 7 games.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the Jays weren't on anyone's radar. People forget the Jays took them to 7
They were
games.
actually 1 inch away, one cleat away from winning that game.
They were literally, if IKF wasn't the worst base runner of all time, if he would have taken a lead on that, they win that series. So the Dodgers aren't this unbeatable force that everyone makes them out to be. I think in sports we tend to overreact, and it's like, oh yeah, this team won it, and yes, they did win it again. But people overlook the fact that they kind of dominated the New York, but I think New York shot themselves in the foot in 2024. 2025, they were on the ropes. And I guess I know it takes a great team to be able to be on the ropes and still win. But I think maybe at a certain point, winning a championship in sports is hard. It takes some luck. It takes guys going out. You're one Shohei injury away. Not putting that in the universe, but you're one Shohei injury tweaking away from being a lesser team, not being a bad team, but being a lesser team than you are.
That's where I disagree, actually. I think going into this year, I was very skeptical of the three-peating, but as they've continued to just win, like, I think, I don't want to say it's inevitable, but I do think they come out the NL again. And it's like, Freeman has been underperforming. Mookie is terrible. And Kyle Tucker's done nothing.
Yeah. Edwin Diaz hasn't even pitched in like months.
Yeah, and they're 52 and 29.
That's
right. Like you can think of all the things that have gone wrong for this team, and they are still by far and away the best team. And I think that's where it's tough because with a team like the Brewers or the Yankees or the Phillies, it's like one of these star players go out. It's like, okay, who in the lineup are we going to think and is going to step up? But it's like in the Dodgers, it's just like everyone in this lineup is just so elite and so good. It's like you can have, Ohtani to start the year is very, pedestrian for his numbers.
For batting,
and now he's hitting like 292 now.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's just, they are so far ahead in a way in everyone in terms of talent. It's just like, Dalton Rushing at the beginning of the year, he was like hitting like 500 with like 10 bombs or whatever it was. It's just like,
and Will Smith hasn't even been playing. That's not even your best catcher.
Yeah,
that's not even your best catcher.
It's unbelievable the amount of depth that comes in. That's why I'm very interested to see like this upcoming CBA talk. Everyone talks about the lockout. It's just like I think these players, I think they're going to really try and push for as much equity as possible. I mean, we saw today MLB accepted a couple of the MLBPA's proposals with minimum. So I mean, maybe we can get a cap. I really hope a floor happens, but I mean.
But you can't have a floor without a cap at the end of the day. You can't have a floor without a cap. Because I feel like that's just because then one way you're weeding out the people. You're weeding out the people who spend too much, and you're also weeding out the people who spend too little. Which I think the people who spend too little are a far worse issue than the people that spend a lot. Pay your players, pay your workers, 100%. At the end of the day, it comes down to a workers' rights thing, and we don't like to think about that because it's sports, but it's a workers' rights thing. Pay your workers. Do they make do sports players make too much? Yes, but their sports make a lot of money. So pay them what you're getting too. Don't just stuff your own pockets. So I do think like the new CBA stuff that's coming out, I think it's great. No deferred contracts, because that's stupid. I'm sorry, deferred contracts are so stupid. You're doing work for me now, but I'm paying you 10 years down the line.
What you're saying? You don't like the whole Ohtani thing? I mean,
no. Because then,
well, I mean, what's the difference between that though and him and like Jalen Brunson, who took a pay cut? You know what I mean? Like, what's more ethically okay?
A pay cut because you're not seeing that money. If you see the money later, that's different.
Well, who's the Met guy that still gets paid from the Mets?
Bobby Vanilla.
Yeah, he hasn't been played in over 30 years.
I've never liked deferred because I think it's like, hey, because then it's just a weird workaround. It's like, no, pay them now and just like, because also at the end of the day, 10 years, 700 million is a lot of dang money in a lot of years on a contract. And it's like, at the end of the day, I think it's more so like, I like that there's more of like a cap on what you can offer players. Like there's a max. Was it 5 years, 285?
I want to say, somewhere around 5 years.
I'm checking the past
5 years contract.
So Chris, the team we haven't brought into the discussion here in the MLB, and they did fairly well in the playoffs last year, is Seattle.
Yeah, that is true. I think Seattle, they're in a spot where they can definitely make some big moves. I actually said in some mock trades I was thinking of, like Luis Arias to Seattle. I could see that happening.
So someone that could just get on base. I like that.
Exactly.
Just flip and get on base.
Seattle is one of the worst hitting stadiums in the league.
Yeah.
Everyone knows that if you go there, you basically can't hit the ball anymore. But I think Arias's skill set of just slapping the ball around and just getting on base and they need a second baseman. That I don't even know who they're playing. But I mean, Colt Emerson and Crawford are the left side of the infield. So you put Naylor and Arias. I mean, Arias has morphed his game. He's become one of the best defenders in the league at the moment, or for second base. Thank you, Ron Washington.
He's rotting on San Francisco right now.
Yes, Ron Washington needs to come back and become an athletic again. But yeah, I think the Mariners, they could definitely make a. I mean, they made it last year.
Yeah, they
You
can
know,
make a
I think
splash.
that they could definitely go back to that point. I mean, it's just tough though. Their closing situation at Munoz has been kind of bad, but I mean, they could just like the Brewers, they just can pluck any kind of middling pitcher
Yeah.
and tell them, hey, just throw the ball like 3 inches like lower, and you're gonna become an elite pitcher.
Yeah, like
So
turning Bryce Miller from a closer to or a reliever to a starter was a good choice because he was good yesterday. Like it is or he was good today. Sorry, not yesterday. He was good today. I think. Or was he good today?
no, they got shelled. Whoever they played, whoever they pitched got shelled by the Pirates.
I forgot
so
the Pirates. So. The Pirates beat the crap out of them both days, not the other way around. Because I know Wu got shelled yesterday. Miller got shut out today, or not shut out, shelled today. But yeah, I think the Seattle's one of those teams that can make it. I'm looking down here because I'm saying they would 5 years, $202 million contracts. That was a proposal. With a contract limit, and that would be 15% of the proposed cap number that would rise. Like there'd be a cap, and then the max would be 5 years, $202 million. One thing it says here: Soto's deal with the Mets was 3x the years and 3.8x the dollars. Just insane, like how much they're getting paid. But I don't think it's insane in the sense of like it's a bad thing. I just think it's insane that it's in general happening. But yeah, I think a cap isn't necessarily a bad thing for the league. Like I don't think it's a negative thing at all. I think it's more so like every sport has it, and sport teams have been able to succeed in every other sport. Like you can succeed in baseball with a cap. You just have to play the game right. You have to manage. It's just going to force you to manage better and like manage the game and then manage your money as well. It's going to force you to do that better rather than just being like, okay, we throw $1 billion at this guy and then he'll just come play for us.
Right. I mean, the whole idea of it is just to try to even out the playing field.
Yeah, and I think sometimes evening out the playing field goes too far. I think the NBA is a sign of evening the playing field is going a little far right now. Where
yeah, I think the CBA is definitely a little too restrictive in the NBA in terms of like you could basically have like no wiggle room, and I think I mean, I get like they want, players to move around and stuff like that, but like I feel like the aprons are just so restrictive.
I think the second apron is
kind of annoying.
Worst. The first apron I think is fine, but the second apron is just kind of crappy in the sense of like they're already paying a luxury tax. You're already on the first apron. The second apron is just kind of like when they introduced that, it was like, all right, now teams that are homegrown, like the Thunder, are having to split up. And it's like, yes, if you go out and just sign 1 billion superstars, and obviously it's unfair, but there's a world that I see where the second apron, maybe you get a little more leniency if you drafted the players. Because like that's the right way to do it. If we're trying to push people to draft better, do that. You can't get punished for drafting well. That's not how it should work. You shouldn't get punished for drafting well. And also, but to be fair, the second apron, all people at the top are not benefiting from that. And now the new anti-tanking rules, teams are just going to suck forever. Like, this is the worst time in the NBA to not be just a middle-of-the-road team. If you're a middle-of-the-road team, none of these rules affect you. You get to go be mid. They added the play-in so you can maybe make the playoffs more. They love the middle-of-the-road teams. If you're really good or if you suck, Adam Silver doesn't care about you. Like,
yeah, it sucks. It sucks to be a Kings fan. It's horrible.
I'm so sorry to any Kings fans, especially the one in this call right now.
Yes, thank you.
Well, I don't know. I think the Kings did very well in the draft. I think watching this, I'm definitely a Pistons guy, but the fun thing about living on the West Coast is after the Piston games is off, the Kings play. So it's always fun to watch them. And I watched quite a few Kings game last year, and watching those young guys come in and play. They've got a nice young nucleus that they can work around and try to get some of these guys that they drafted in. See where it goes.
Watching the Kings can be fun.
I'm very excited.
What?
Maybe
watching the Kings can be fun.
I mean, if we're gonna go full circle back to NBA, I mean MLB is fun, but I do think there's some exciting talks with the NBA. What do we think about Sabonis, Levine, and DeMar? Where are these three guys going?
Keep DeMar, trade Levine and Sabonis.
Yeah.
Keep DeMar. Why are we keeping DeMar?
Well, because I mean, out of all the senior players last year that played for the Kings, he played the most games. I mean, he wasn't hurt. He
yeah.
And I mean, I would keep him just to keep that young core with a veteran nucleus to help guide these guys.
Yeah.
So
I personally hope. I mean, I don't want him to steal too many shots away from like the A-Cuffs and the Cliffords and Reynaud. I would like to see him waived, and just move him, the sign and waiver, whatever MLB, NBA does. I forgot what it is.
For DeRozan, I think that's a respect thing.
Stretch wave, whatever. Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, he's in the twilight of his career. He's still 20 point per game scorer. It's
Let
like
him go sign with a contender.
A team could use go to the Rockets or go to the Heat or something. Or I think he actually wants to go to the Clippers.
Go to the Pistons.
I actually think that'd be decent. No, you don't.
No,
you don't.
I don't want him.
No way.
I don't want DeMar DeRozan whatsoever.
He's just like a worse Tobias Harris, to be honest with you. He fit your system even worse than Tobias Harris does.
Who's like 30.
I think it's interesting to see what Sabonis does. Like what are the Kings gonna do with Sabonis? Because he's making $43 million a year. He can't hit a three. He plays zero defense, and it's like you basically have to build your team around the idea of like running a bunch of actions through him, like off ball, or DHOs. Like what team? I saw a report earlier saying that DeRozan the Warriors were interested in DeRozan and Sabonis, and I was like, that sounds like the worst idea in the entire world.
Do we want the average age of the team to be 80? Like, let's go get the oldest. Hey, I have this idea for the new Warriors team. Let's go get the oldest guys we can. Let's go re-sign Al Horford, keep Draymond, keep Curry, and let's go get DeMar DeRozan. Screw it. Let's go get DeRozan, Kawhi, and
Westbrook.
Sabonis. And sign Westbrook too. Average age of that team is 35.
To be fair, though, I do think Sabonis and Curry would work really well together.
Somewhat. I think unless Draymond punches him in the face day one after the 2020.
Well, I agree with you, Chris. The thing that's sad about watching Sabonis is he does not play defense. Oh my gosh.
Mm-mm.
For a big guy, he should be getting more blocks. I mean, he doesn't.
I don't know how he gets so many.
Put himself out there.
It sucks because he's kind of like a positionless forward because he's not. He's big enough to play center, but he's not strong enough to be like your typical. I mean, he gets rebounds, but he can't block. He's a negative rim protector, and he can't really play power forward either because he can't shoot. So it's like you're stuck with this guy who can't space the floor.
I mean, he can't protect the paint, and people, teams last year drove on him. So the time he was playing, most of the season he was hurt. So.
Yeah, that was the biggest problem with the Beam team was that we had no rim protection. So it's like, once they, you're so focused on packing the paint, it's like these teams would just be wide open from three. So you have these teams like the Magic for some reason. Every time they play us, they shoot like 50% from three. It's so annoying because they suck.
Did the same thing against Detroit. So
yeah, that's true.
We don't talk about the Magic.
Well, you guys won, so it's not
but that was still the worst.
Lost.
For a second, that was the worst week of my life, and then they locked in.
But Detroit did the same thing. Is they were willing to give up the three ball, but and block out the paint.
They were making it.
When they had teams that could hit the three, you got hurt.
Yeah. Desmond of Bain just shooting a random 50,000% from three with his short arms.
Honestly. Duran being so terrible in the playoffs was honestly a savior for the Pistons because you could have been like us and given Sabonis, like we gave Sabonis a giant contract, said, you might be a little more hesitant to give, Duran, more than like what, 20, 30 million.
Well, because
and it's like that.
Yeah.
It was very shown that he can't. Sabonis did the same thing against Kevon Looney in the 2023 playoffs. He was so good in the regular season being able to score, and create offense for himself, but he just couldn't come playoff time. And Duran was the same way.
He kind of
absolutely.
Yeah, Duran's just the worst human ever.
Yeah, I definitely don't think Duran should be getting a max deal at this
Oh,
point.
oh, not. But also at the end of the day, he's a restricted free agent, so we can offer him.
Yeah.
We can offer him like 100 million less than what someone else can, or like you know what I mean. Like we can offer him our max deal is 100 million more than another team's what they can offer him. I think the most another team can offer him is about 4 years, 180 million around there. The max we can offer is 5 years, 280 million. So we have so much wiggle room in the negotiation process. We have so much.
I mean,
wiggle room.
I will defend him in the fact that the kid is 22 years old.
Yeah,
he's got so much. He's got so much potential. Just everybody just like threw him under the bus because he didn't do much in the playoffs, and it's like you got to learn, you got to grow. So
yeah, exactly. I think that was valuable experience to be like, hey, you kind of just didn't really like you didn't really do anything in the playoffs. When we get here next time, do something, please. Like it's as simple as that. That's the simplest message.
I'm hoping he's working in a shooting game because I mean, even though during the regular season he did score some pretty good points, but man, the playoffs he tanked.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of just that's the worst thing about it is he played so well and then he just like it's like weird. It's horrible to say, but like it's such like a bad take, like a bad way to say it. But like he played so well and then he just didn't. Like I couldn't tell what was going on. He just didn't play good. And then you watch the games. He's scared. He's not taking shots. He's a shell of his former self. He had multiple games. He took less than 5 shots.
Well, I think that's where
playoffs.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Scott.
Oh, I was just gonna say I think that's where Bickerstaff screwed up, playing him just because of who he is. When
Paul
Reed was playing the lights out, dude.
Paul Reed is the greatest human ever.
Mm-hmm.
So
Paul Reed literally scored 26 points on 100% shooting percentage against the Pacers at the last game of the season, and we didn't. Sorry, Colt Keith is a terrorist. And we didn't do anything. Like, we didn't put him in at all. Colt Keith just grounded into a double play to end the game.
Man,
nice.
Dingler hit a bomb for my fantasy team. So there we go.
So I think in terms of like Duran in the playoffs, I think that going back to Bickerstaff is like you need to either create sets for him or you just or like you're saying, like Duran might just need to learn how to get a shot because if your only thing is just back downs and lobs from Cade, then it's super easy to game plan around you because you could just double team Cade and just and just switch on to Duran. It's like, what is he going to do? Shoot a 3?
I could pull up any one of his shot charts right now. Guarantee you it's all in the paint. I'll pull up a random shot chart right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
I guarantee you it's all in the paint. Let's do this right now.
Well, I mean, if we're going to talk about Pistons, I mean, we have to talk about, Asar. I mean, great defender.
You mean
great defender. I mean, he reminds me of Dennis Rodman back in the day. But man, you got to get it. You got to get a shooting game going, dude.
Do you guys think Levine is going to come to the Pistons? I've heard that floating around.
I sure as hell hope not. I do not want him in.
My point proven. Sorry, I'm just proving my point. The whole shot chart's in there. That's a random game against. That was our random 121 or 124 to 123 victory on February 3rd against the Nuggets.
I don't know. Personally, Levine is just overrated. I mean, they had so much hopes for him in Sacramento, and he just didn't produce.
Yeah, I think he's a player that his game didn't translate very well into because he had some injury issues in Chicago, didn't he? Like that's kind of why they kind of shipped him off. Was he having injury issues in Chicago?
Yeah, but I mean the thing is Sacramento, Sacramento's got egg on their face. You let Mike Brown go and he goes to New York and wins a chip. I mean, you give the team to Doug Christie. Really?
I feel like the only thing
I don't think Doug Christie can coach his way out of a paper bag. So.
I think they should just let me coach next year, but they haven't been responding to my emails. The thing is, I feel like the finals was such a mixed bag but you had to watch Mike Brown win it, but like you got to watch De'Aaron Fox just become the most hated person in San Antonio.
Okay, so I want to defend De'Aaron Fox for a second. The fact of the matter is he didn't have any playoff experience, but he was one of the veteran players on the team. And I don't care how big of a veteran you are. If you haven't, I mean, He never went to the playoffs very much in Sacramento. He didn't have the experience.
Team.
Didn't have the experience. If he had more experience, he could have led that team a little bit harder. So I think there was a lot of pressure put on him.
No one on the team had playoff experience. I think that was literally their downfall. Was people don't realize how much it matters.
Well, yeah, I mean, because they're a young team. I mean, they're up and coming. I mean, they're putting pieces in place.
Yeah.
They're going to be in a conversation for the next 3 or 4 years.
10 years. I'm going decade. They're going to be in that conversation for a decade, dude. All their players are young.
I mean,
unless the second apron kills them.
Yeah, I mean, and even then, like you can make Harper. Well, sorry, I was gonna say Castle is really good. He's a combo guard. I mean, Harper looks unbelievable. He was a rookie last year, and some of those shots you're hitting in the playoffs are just like, dude,
that's a 5-10 year veteran making those shots.
Well,
no.
So that as much as I liked watching Castle, I think he was a disappointment during the finals. He just kind of fell off. I mean, he wasn't playing his game the rest that he played even in the prior series. So,
well, I think he had that one good game. I think it was game 4 was the 29-point choke.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, that was game 4.
Yeah,
I think he played really good that game. I think he played really good that game. But I like you were saying, Scott. Yeah, you didn't. I don't think he was as good. I mean, Harper absolutely showed out, and I think he's going to be given the keys to this team, at least at point guard. I would hope sometime next year. It's like, is Fox going to get traded? Do we trade Fox deadline. If you're the Spurs?
Fox is gone.
But where though? Where are you sending
Sacramento?
Fox?
Charlotte.
Sacramento.
He's not coming back.
He's
not coming
back.
Send him to the Heat. Send him to the Heat. They need a guard.
Well, they have no space.
Why would you ruin
That's the thing.
Why would you ruin that chemistry down there?
I don't know. Honestly, I'm sure you saw it, Joe. I don't know about you, Scott, but Dylan Harper did repost something on TikTok, which was De'Aaron Fox hate propaganda.
Yeah. So I think Dylan Harper.
Yeah.
So there's a feature on TikTok where you can repost videos, and Dylan Harper, his account, his real personal account, it reposted a video that was slander of De'Aaron Fox after what was it, game 1 or game 1 when he had 7 points. Yeah. And
that and his camp has come out and said that they want him to start next year. They want him to get starting minutes next year. Which
I think he earned it.
I can't disagree.
I can't disagree, but the way saying that publicly is a little bit like.
Why?
Well, come on. This is the era we live in, dude.
I mean, yeah.
Social media. I mean, and the young guys.
I feel like it's just bad for Team Chem.
You guys are young in how you guys present yourselves with the social media.
Yeah.
It's just the age we live in.
I think it's just bad for team morale at the end of the day. Yes, no one likes Fox anymore. He's probably the most hated human in San Antonio right now. Besides maybe Charles Barkley, but I don't know. I feel like I feel like you can't really. I get he's young. Dylan Harper's literally my age, and I'm not in the NBA, so he's a little more successful than I am.
And why is that?
I think it's because I'm 5'8", 180 pounds.
Muggsy Bogues, he was a point guard.
My knees don't work.
He was 5'3".
Pistons in 9.
You just need a better shot. You need a better shot, Joe.
My shot's insane though. I don't miss. I'm a mid-range. I'm Sean Livingston. Never missed a mid-range.
You only take one shot a game, so I mean.
I never missed a mid-range. I've never missed a mid-range in my life. If the one shot a game you take is a make, then you're fine. Give me a break.
Actually, we were talking about you playing basketball today at practice of because the girls. So I coach girls flag football at Lincoln High School, and some of our girls were playing in the summer league for basketball, and they played at Woodland Christian's gym last night. And that's what I mentioned. I was like, oh, yeah, I remember being up there when Joe was playing. That's a nice gym. So,
yeah.
Matter of fact, I think you made quite a few shots that game, if I remember right.
Woodland Christian? No, I didn't get in that game.
I thought you did.
I didn't get in against Woodland Christian. No.
What was it? Antelope?
The game I made a bunch of shots was at home against West Park.
Oh. Okay.
That was the final game of the season. My career high, 12 points. Technically 10, but the stat keeper said 12, so Max Prep says 12. So it was 100% 10 because I had 2 free throws, 2 layups, and a 3.
If I look it up right now, it says 12. So
yes. Yeah, that was my career high. Actually, that was the peak of my athleticism. I think in my life, I'll never do anything that cool again. But yeah, I think I think right now, just to recap, the trades in the NBA have been that's entertaining. I think I've missed trades that I feel are somewhat fair. After the highway robbery that was the Luka trade, everything since then I've just been like, please be fair, please be fair. Looking back on that, that's
honestly,
still
I don't know if the LaMelo trade's fair. Maybe not as bad as Luka, but in terms of like the scope of it, right? Like the Mavs have just made the finals, and then they trade Luka. I don't. It's very similar in my opinion. Like you just came back to being relevant,
and now you're just gonna get rid of your guy.
It's just exactly, and it's not like these are pick swaps. They're not even outright Charlotte's yet, technically. So it's like there's a chance they don't even convey. So you could just have two of them turn into just second rounders, and then Nas Reed's not bad, but when you get rid of the face of your franchise, it's like you need to get a little bit more than, in my opinion, I think they got one actual pick,
one
and then the
actual
rest were
first,
trade swaps.
One actual first, everything else was a trade swap. I think going back to your point too, all the Hornets had, because like last year they were a play-in team. Yeah, good job. All they had was that they were fun to watch. That play-in game was one of the most fun games. We were literally at work watching that play-in game against the Heat. Kobe White hit that insane shot.
Yeah.
That was one of the best games, best experiences watching a basketball game because of the Hornets, and they were just playing great. LaMelo was the reason for that. He's hitting one-legged shots. Like, he's a fun player to watch. High-flying, high motor. Fun to watch. Yeah, he's only giving you 60 games a year, but those 60 games, he's going to make sure they're damn good, and it's damn fun to watch. But at the end of the day, you got rid of the guy that made the game fun to watch. Now, like, you could have got rid of Brandon Miller, and then you keep LaMelo. At least you're fun to watch. But
well, you got to look at Charlotte. I believe what Charlotte's doing is they're trying to make a Knipples team. So I mean, that's where they're
I think it's gonna be. Well, I think they're gonna hand the keys to Miller first, and then because Knupple's not really a big ball handler at the moment, but obviously,
that's true. Because that's very true. Because like going to your point, Scott, it's like Charlotte has basically said, okay, Melo basically did nothing for us for forever, And granted, he was hurt. It's like, okay, Miller, Knuppel, it's your team now.
We're handing the team to someone else. Yeah, you're handing the team to someone else at that point, which I don't think is a bad thing. Handing the team to someone else is never really a bad idea if that person is the right person for the job at the end of the day. So I think that's mostly what it comes down to, is just the fact that we're handing the keys to someone else. Let's hope it works. Go have fun in Minnesota, Melo. Like, at least they did right by him. At least they sent him to a good team. Like,
at least they didn't send him to New Orleans.
He got sent to a good team. Oh my god! Wait, the United States is playing tonight?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Pulisic is to begin on bench, and then he'll come in because he's.
I heard they weren't going to play a lot of players just because they want to save people for the second round.
Is this what is this? Is this a friendly or is this like because we already made it?
I know, but this is like their third and final game of this.
Oh,
this round.
I forgot they have to play another game. That's kind of dumb. All right, well. I don't. Then I don't care for him. Then let's just, guys, don't play anybody. Don't play anybody, guys. Don't play anybody, guys. Don't get hurt, guys. Don't get hurt. Okay, just don't get hurt. That's all I care about. If you guys get hurt, I'm gonna be really mad and I'm gonna be really upset. But
that's what I said when you played football and it didn't work. So.
So this is the ACL. And it's just it just kind of tore. Just tore.
Yeah.
Happens to the best of us, dude. It literally happens to everyone. Everyone's done it at least once, bro. So.
I haven't.
Absolutely.
Well, you're like old, so like that doesn't count.
Oh, okay.
You probably just didn't know what happened. Like they didn't have X-rays they didn't have MRIs when you were growing up. Like
they didn't have MRIs, really.
I don't think they had MRIs in 1860.
Were they rubbing two sticks together?
I don't know what they were doing in 1860. I don't know. Like. No, but
Chris, you see what I gotta live with? I mean, you gotta work with him for part time.
I work with yes. Every day I have to hear the Lions are gonna make the Super Bowl.
Because they are.
Well, in that defense, they've got a pretty solid schedule this year that could lead them that way. So
thank you for the easy schedule. Roger Goodell's finally like
maybe this was Brad's vision all along.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was gonna say earlier. So, sucks. Then you get a good schedule. Like suck, but not too much. Like
take in 25 so we can win it in 26.
Yeah, so. Dude, that's literally what happened. Everyone knows that's exactly what happened. I guess we're fine. Okay. I think we're good. I think we've been going for about an hour 20. I think that's a good I think we're good. I think I'm done with all my
Chris,
topics.
Come back anytime. I
Yes.
love your knowledge. I love your intake on, and heck, next time let's talk about NFL, college football.
When we get closer to that time, yeah.
You know,
I know nothing about college football, but football I know.
He actually,
something.
Yeah, we're not gonna get in this debate today.
I know something.
We're not gonna get this college.
Oh God.
He doesn't like college sports.
Oh yes.
He doesn't like college sports.
Yes. Yeah, you can hold on.
I'll put you on blast.
Sorry, you can see the
yes,
he does.
So,
you can see he does.
I'm a huge college guy. So.
Yeah.
But yeah. Thank you so much, Chris, for coming on. I really appreciate you.
Appreciate
we are hoping to get more guests.
Awesome.
Now that Chris has been on, I've
I've
gotten texts. I've gotten texts of people that want to be on. Yes,
yeah,
there's people that want to be on.
Yeah.
So hey, stay tuned for more guests. Stay tuned for Chris to come back. He can be recurring. It just depends. It's gotta work out. I mean, at the end of the day, he schedules when I work.
Hey, you know who he could be? He could be AJ Hawk for the Pat McAfee show.
Oh,
I don't even know why that guy's on the show, but we would rather have you believe it.
He'll just pop in. He'll just pop in whenever he wants. You know, I'll just send him the link every time to the meeting. I'll be like, hey, we're recording right now. Here's the link. Whenever you want to pop in, and we'll just be talking about whatever.
We're gonna be talking MLB and NBA and be stuck on something. Hey, get Chris on the phone.
Hey, Chris, go on your 10. Chris, go on your break. Come on, we need you for a couple minutes.
Right, exactly.
Yeah,
we gotta get your opinion on this.
All right. Well, thank you, Chris, for coming on. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember to follow us on all of our socials. Just ask for Chris to come back, guys. Comment down below. We have socials. We have our, obviously if you're watching on YouTube.
Joe Talk Sports. We got
Goob Talk Sports.
Yeah.
Your Goob
Talk. No, Joe Sports Talk.
It's the same thing. You can say it's the same thing. And then obviously the Joe Skin Goob on everything.
Yep.
We're on most things.
Yeah, we're on everything.
Well, they're probably watching this on YouTube right now. That's where most of the people are. We're watching it. No, not a lot of people. We don't have a lot of Spotify watchers, but if you're watching this on YouTube, go check out the Spotify guys. Come on, you got to do it. Yeah, well, that's all we got for you guys today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Appreciate you guys. Thank you, Chris.
Thank you guys.
All right, have a good one. Peace out.
Goob out.
Joe Ski out.
Peace.